Hey, what's up you guys? It's me again, Glassy, and welcome back for another episode of our informative vlog. So in the last video, we tackled about the national flag law, and today, I will be discussing about the hazards or the disasters that can be found at home, and also how to stay safe during an earthquake. So without any further ado, let's get into the video. The word home is typically conjures a feeling of warmth, safety, and physical security. Like nothing feels better than the safety of our own home. But there are actually a wide array of hazards that could compromise our well-being. According to Nancy Nord, that the home is where people feel comfortable and secure, but constant awareness is the key to keeping our family safe. Here are the 10 hazards or the disasters that can be found at home. But before that, let's define first what is hazards and disasters. Hazard is an event that has potential for causing injury, or maybe it have a loss of life or damaged property or environment. While disasters, on the other hand, is an event that occurs suddenly or unexpectedly in the most cases and disrupt the normal course of life in affected area. According to Professor Stephen Olson in Tulane University, a natural hazard is a threat of a natural occurring event that will have a negative effect on humans. This negative effect is what we call a natural disaster. So in other words, when the hazardous threat actually happens and harm humans, so we call the event as a natural disaster. The first hazard that can be found at home is falls. So when it comes to home collisions, falls are the leading cause of death. This sort of accident impacts the elderly the most. Fatalities aside, the resulting complications are much more severe when an elderly individual falls. Although a broken bone can also be suffered by a younger individuals, but a broken bone is much more severe healing issue for an older person. The possible solutions to avoid disasters that keep our children safe from tumbling down steps and by installing safety gates at both the bottom and the top of the staircase. I'll keep everyone safe by making sure that the lighting is good and the handrails and steps are solid and well maintained. Elderly people with less mobility should consider installing stair lifts or consider moving to a home without any stairs to avoid falls. Second is fire hazard. Believe it or not, there are fire hazards all over your home, and many of them are electrical. Our electrical repair specialists advise against overloading your electrical outlets. In fact, you should unplug the small appliances that are not in use. In addition, check all your appliances on a regular basis for frayed or damaged cords that can lead to an electrical fire. As far as other fire hazards, make sure that the regular clean out the lint in your dryer vent. Lint build up can easily spark fire. Also, always blow out candles when you're not in the room and never light them close to flammable materials. Third is drowning. Children aged from 1 to 4 years old are at risk of drowning. So in fact, it is the leading cause of fatalities and injuries in this age group. To minimize the risk, always supervise babies and young children when bathing. So if the phone rings at a bad time, then leave it. So it is not as important as your children's safety, right? So ring it back when bath time is over and keep the toilet lids closed. If you have a swimming pool or a pond, then it should be in a fenced area. Never leave children in unsupervised situations when water is about and including paddling pools. And also don't use electrical items in the bathroom. Fourth is a sharp object. We all have just plenty of sharp objects around the home, and that are necessary, but in the hands of small children, they can be lethal. To minimize the risk, keep the kitchen knives and baters away from children in the locked drawers. Learn how to use knives safely and efficiently. If you don't know how to chop or slice and dice without risking your fingers, then watch some short videos online. Then store sharp knives with a shield to cover the blades and take care when washing. Fifth is the stoves. Stove presence is a significant danger for a variety of reasons. To minimize the risk, you use the burners at the back if the children are about to make it more difficult for children to reach up. Pot handles should face inward so that the children cannot grab them. correct installation is essential to make sure that the stove does not tip over. Sixth is the dishwasher. Dishwashers are a great time-saving addition to any household, but they do pose a danger. To minimize the risk, ensure that when you place knives and forks in the dishwasher, blades and prongs are facing downward to avoid cuts. Unload the dishwasher after use so that the small children are at a minimal risk of getting their hands on sharp objects, or wash them separately. Never leave the dishwasher preloaded with detergent. Dishwasher work by washing dishes at high temperatures. Make sure that the dishwasher is securely latched so it cannot be opened mid-cycle, which could cause burns and steam and hot water. Seventh is suffocation. Toddlers and young children are at risk of suffocations in your home. To minimize the risk, keep the trash bags away from children and other bags that have a hazard. Keep strings, cords, and the ropes out of the reach of the children. So in particular, pay attention to curtains that have the cords and make sure the cots and beads are not near the strangling hazard. 8 is choking. Choking is hard for small children who have a tendency to put a small object in their mouth. To minimize the risk, always watch small children. You know how to perform first aid on your child when they start to choke. So these include knowing how to perform the Heimlich maneuver on your child if needed. Make sure your child plays with toys that are age-appropriate and from reputable companies with no possibility of small breaking parts. Follow safety procedures when putting babies to sleep and ensure there are no choking hazards in the bed. So at meal times, cut up food into small pieces for young children. Teach them to chew and swallow and do not give them large hardly candy which is easy to choke them on. 9 is poisoning. So the most bored or curious young children are affected by this type of hazard. To minimize the risk, any cleaning product and harmful substances kept in the kitchen should be stored in a cupboard out of the reach of the small children in a higher cupboard. If they are kept in the lower cupboard, make sure that you invest in unexpected child-proof locks for this cupboard. Store paints and pesticides in the garage and shelves that are locked and on high shelves away from children. Monitor children in the kitchens and do not leave them unattended. Label all the unmarked containers and do not store products in the food containers. Have the details of the poisons control center number in your area to hunt and have it stored on your mobile phone. So in the event of poisonings, you need to act fast. 10 is carbon monoxide. Carbon monoxide is the silent killer. Unlike gas, it cannot be detected by a smell. To minimize the risk, ensure that you have a carbon monoxide detector in your home and test them regularly. To ensure your heaters and check annually to prevent danger from carbon monoxide poisoning. Some home security systems have carbon monoxide detection and will alert you early to unsafe levels in your home. And now, let's move on and how to stay safe during an earthquake. Know what to do to keep yourself and your loved ones safe during an earthquake. In most situations, you can protect yourself if you immediately drop, cover, and hold on. In most situations, you can protect yourself if you immediately drop down onto your hands and knees before the earthquake knocks you down. This position protects you from falling but allows you to still move if necessary. that's it for today's video, guys. Don't forget to like, share, comment about your thoughts in the comment box. And don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so that you will be notified every time I posted a new video. Bye!